I've posted thousands of videos now, and quite frankly, I'm tired of it. Okay, I'm tired of the educational content. I'm tired of being one-dimensional, which is the whole reason why we're actually creating this video, where I will be discussing with you what I am doing to kind of get out of this bubble that I created for myself. What do I mean by a bubble? So what I did was, when I started creating content, I was sharing what I was learning. In other words, I fell into the educational content, or like the valuable content section of social media, right? And I kind of buried myself into it, okay, to a point where now I could not share anything outside of the educational content. I could not share anything outside of business content. Not because anyone was stopping me, but because I was so worried as to how people were going to react, because it was different from the content that I usually shared. Now, the problem with this is, as a person, I'm always going to be changing. I think that's the reason why you've been hearing a lot of talk about, building a personal brand instead of, just finding your niche and sticking to it, which is what we're going to continue discussing, don't worry, during this video. But because I kept on changing and I kept on, learning more, becoming a different person, because I'm working on myself during this time that I'm starting my own business, it became very difficult for me to stick to the content that I was always creating. Thing is, I saw this a while ago, like I saw it like a year or 2 years into this, but I just didn't know what else to actually start creating. I was changing, I was becoming a different person, I was interested in different things. But I was kind of scared of how my audience was going to react to the new content or to the new things that I wanted to share. But by doing that, I kept on forcing myself to keep creating the old content that I was creating, which I did not like and which I did not resonate with anymore. Okay, I did not like having to speak about one subject only, because that's not the only thing I'm interested in. That's not the only thing that I care about. That's not the only thing that I'm watching when I go on social media, because I have an educational account. I share what I learn with Lerato. It's literally in the name. Okay, so now when I kind of am forced to share only business things or share only things about entrepreneurship and marketing, when I as a person am not only interested in that, it became very hard for me to keep going. So I kept on having to rebrand. Okay, I rebranded so many times at this point. I'm pretty sure you've seen, if you've been with me since 2021. I've rebranded a number of times. I kept on seeing that I was not happy with the content that I was creating. When I did rebrand and I would start something new, I would kind of dig myself into that one hole again, and I become one-dimensional all over again. So it was a weird cycle going on until I got to a point where now I could not actually create content. I kept on burning myself out, getting into a slump, and really struggling to actually get out, because I didn't know what I was doing, okay, and I was struggling. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I was struggling when it comes to content, and I was struggling when it comes to business as well. I got to a point where I was now starting to feel stuck in my content, and the number of burnouts and the number of slumps that I was always in and having to get out of them and so on was telling of the issue. But it's just, it's one of those things that you keep seeing that there's a problem, but then you don't really know how to fix the problem. So you kind of just fix a tiny bit of the issue, and then you think you solved the problem, but you actually haven't. Okay, because each time that I get into a slump, I'd have to figure my way out and figure out, okay, what do I need to do in order to get out of the slump? The issue was not really the slump itself. That was not the problem. The root of the issue was I was just not happy with this niche that I'd created for myself. I was not happy with just talking about entrepreneurship. I was not happy with just talking about business, because I am not a one-dimensional person. Now, what happened that then caused a whole turning point? Some of my friends actually follow me on social media. I have one friend that is always looking at my videos on YouTube, and there was a video that I created that was about creating an anti-vision. Now, I remember him saying he actually not only commented, but also sent a message on WhatsApp, and he was like, oh my word, I love this video. It is so you. It was very entertaining. I really enjoyed that video. By the way, I'm going to link it in the description below. You can go and watch it. But he was talking about how he really enjoyed the video, and it was showing my personality. And that's when I realized the issue here. I was creating content almost like a glorified search engine, like Danko actually says. So basically, I was just Google as a person. Okay, so I was the how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, how to do that. That was my whole account. But then through the how-to content, I wasn't showing much of my personality. I look very strict and very serious. I'm not like that anymore, okay? I've changed. I'm usually laughing, smiling, okay? But I couldn't show much of it in my content because it was very serious and I don't have a lot of time. Also, there was something else that stopped me from like showing my personality, was the fact that I kept on saying that I did not have enough time to like crack jokes in the middle of it. I have terrible jokes, by the way, but like I didn't have the time to show my personality. I did not have the time to add anything else outside of business. But the truth was, it wasn't that I didn't have the time or that the video is going to be too long, whatever. I have very long videos on here. The issue was I was just very scared of adding my personality into it because it feels like you're opening yourself up to a lot of things. Because the next thing someone tells you that, oh no, you know, that joke that you said, it actually wasn't that funny. I'm very sensitive, guys. I'm gonna cry. Please, don't say anything bad. You can tell me in my inbox, like, you know, privately, oh yeah, so you know that thing, maybe let's not do that. Yeah, don't now go in public. Why would you do that? Okay, because you're gonna hurt my feelings. But outside of the point. So when I heard my friend actually saying that, that's when I realized that the real problem here was the fact that I could not show my personality, and that was now biting back at me. So what did I need to do? I needed to be more authentic. What does that mean? It means I need to reevaluate the content that I'm creating. I need to figure out what it is that I actually want to create. I'm hoping that by creating this video, you also get something out of it and you realize that it's not a sin for you to, you know, show your personality in your content. It's not a sin for you to like create content about very random things that you find interesting, because you can do that. I've seen during this time that I've been, you know, trying to get out of my niche and, you know, learning about, you know, becoming the niche. Okay, that's what this whole video is about. I've been seeing a lot of people who became the niche and actually succeeded in doing that. People like Danko, love that man. Okay, like genuinely, I am always watching his content. And I think that's why I was influenced, okay? Vanessa Lau, who came back from her sabbatical and she has completely changed her content, and she talks about, you know, basically reflecting on everything that she was doing with her content. I was literally watching a podcast where she was actually talking about this whole thing. It's like an hour-long podcast, almost 2 hours podcast, and it was actually really, really good, and I got so much information from there. But anyway, that's besides the point. Okay, I will link everything that I'm talking about in the description below, so make sure you go and actually check it out because it really did help me. Fast forward to this year, I was struggling to actually create any content. I did not know what content I wanted to create. Yes, I wanted to become the niche, but how do you do that? Okay, what is it that I'm interested in? I genuinely did not know, or rather, I wasn't really sure how exactly to package it up in a way that is acceptable, in a way that is easy for people to like understand, okay? Because I was like, what I want to do, other people are not doing it. And I kept on looking for people that were doing what I wanted to do. But there were no people doing what I wanted to do, okay? There are no people who are talking about business, marketing. On top of that, are talking about self-development and are also talking about, you know, beauty, because those are the things that I find interesting. Those are the different journeys I'm currently on. And I'm one person, and yet I'm on multiple journeys, okay? If you've been seeing my recent content on YouTube Shorts, I've been talking about, you know, my hair journey. I've been talking about, you know, learning how to dress, my personal style, learning how to do my makeup, learning so many different things, because as much as I'm one person, I am not one-dimensional, okay? I have so many things that I'm doing all at the same time, and I want to be able to create content that allows me to show all these different sides of me, because I feel like every part of my journey or every part of whatever it is that I'm doing is going to build up to a point where I become the person that I want to be, until I become that woman, the woman that I dream of becoming, my dream woman at some point, right? Who has the business, who has the appearance that I want, who is living that life that I want, who has the lifestyle, the money, every single thing that I've been dreaming about. That person has it. But I'm working my way towards becoming that person. I want to be able to share that journey of me becoming that person, because I want someone to be able to see that and feel inspired to start their own journey to becoming the best version of themselves, okay? So what are we going to be doing now? What's going to be happening? What's going to be changing? At the moment, what I'm currently doing is trying to get myself out of this content creation slump. I didn't want to continue creating the same content that I was creating before, because it was kind of making me depressed, okay? Because I didn't like that content. But then also, I was so scared to like create new content because I didn't know how people were going to react to it. So I then actually made up my mind that, you know what, I'm going to make this as simple as possible for myself. What am I going to do? I'm just going to be recording a 1-minute video, maximum 1 minute. Sometimes you kind of go over a minute, but a 1-minute video talking about anything that I find interesting on that day. If I want to talk about my hair, that's what we're going to be talking about. If I want to talk about my makeup journey, that's what we're going to be talking about. Whatever it is that I find interesting, whatever it is that I was reading or I saw and I want to share my opinion in it, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. And so far it's been going well. I think we're about 12, 13 days into this, and I genuinely am enjoying this whole process because I'm realizing that people are not having a negative response to it. I just thought people are going to be like, oh my word, what is she doing? Okay, this is not the content we're used to. So seeing that people are actually welcoming of this new content, a lot of people, the comments that I've been getting are comments about, I can relate to this, I can resonate with this, and it's something that kind of warms me because I'm like, okay, so I'm not kind of far off. Okay, I'm doing something. I might not have realized what I was doing, but I'm doing something. And it's not meant to be a serious time. It's not meant to be, this content I'm creating is not meant to be serious or like it used to be very strict and business and whatever. It's showing myself, or rather introducing all the different parts of me and things that I find interesting, almost like laying the foundation for the new content that I'm going to be creating. Now let's talk about that new content. What is it? So I was watching a video by Dan Core where he was actually it was almost like a mini course type of thing. It was a 15-minute video, which I will probably kind of summarize for you guys as a YouTube short, which I will link again in the description below. So he was actually talking about how you can make your first $1,000 in 60 days, I think, or something like that. And he was talking about how do you come up with content ideas, how do you actually create your content pillars. So he was saying that you have to come up with 3 main topics. I had a hard time figuring out my 3 main topics. For me, it ended up being business, self-development, and beauty, something I mentioned before. Okay, the reason why business will always be a thing. I love business. I love talking about business. I love sharing everything that I learn about business, how to start a business, how to market a business, and all of that. Okay, love it. As much as it's not the only thing that I want to actually talk about, I still love that content and I'm still going to have it. It's not going to be my whole account. My whole account is not going to be how to start this, how to start this, how to do this, how to do I don't like that anymore. Okay, I'm not Google. That's the reason why we're not doing that. Okay, then the second content pillar that I'm going to have, which is self-development. When it comes to self-development, it's literally going to be me sharing what I'm learning. So the different lessons that I've learned, self-reflection, setting goals, achieving those goals, what I'm working on, what I'm doing. Basically, I am sharing everything that I'm currently doing. I think self-development does not end. It's something that you're going to keep having to do until at some point, it is the end of the road. But what I'm saying is, I want to constantly be able to share what I'm doing, what I'm working on, and also what I have learned, so that you guys can also learn those lessons. Because I learn so much from people who share about self-development, who share self-development content, and I want to be able to do that for you guys as well. And especially doing it from an entrepreneur's point of view, because they share it as a content creator, they share it as, in their own section, in their own niche, if I could say. But with me, it's going to obviously be different because I have my own experiences. I have my own things that I will be mentioning, or examples that I'm going to be sharing. So that's the reason why I still want to have self-development in there. Then lastly, beauty. That one was hard to figure out because I wasn't sure how I was going to structure that. To be very honest with you, I feel like as much as I've learned a lot about changing up my appearance, makeup, and fashion, I still feel like I'm not where I want to be. So a part of me was really, really afraid of now coming out and saying, hey, I'm going to share with you guys, how to do this, how to style, because I'm I don't feel I'm there yet. But I feel like this is the imposter syndrome speaking, okay? Or rather the perfectionist in me speaking. I think I've learned a lot and I want to be able to share with you guys what I am trying out, what stuff I'm using for my makeup, how I'm trying to change up my appearance, how I am learning to figure myself out, basically. Okay, and I am going to be sharing with you guys all of this skincare routines, your makeup tutorials of such. Okay, I'm not the best, but we're going to do this, okay, and we're sticking to it. So share this video as an unfiltered chat, hoping that this is not only going to be almost like a self-reflection for me, but also going to help you get started with whatever it is that you wanted to get started. Start that journey, which you've been saying you're going to start. And for everyone else who has been having the same thoughts as me, as in you've been wanting to, pivot and change and start building your personal brand, I'm hoping this is also going to motivate you to be okay with whatever the new content is going to be, and to learn that it's not the end of the world just because you're pivoting, just because you're changing your content. Your audience will catch up. Your audience loves you, and if they don't love you, they can go somewhere else and love someone else, okay? Because clearly they were not there for you. They were there for whatever it is that you were giving them. But you want people that are there for you, that love you and are in the whole journey with you. So that's the reason why, even if you change the content that you're creating right now, those people will not leave you. They will continue following you, and they will continue being a part of your audience and excited about whatever it is that you are doing. Now, I'm excited about this journey. I'm excited about this new content that I'm going to be creating. I'm excited to see how this is going to go, because genuinely, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't tell you that this is the end goal. We're going to get here. No, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to figure it out as I'm going. This is the next step, okay, and we're going to figure out the next step from here, okay? So as time goes on, we'll figure it out, and I'll obviously let you guys know that we figured it out. We probably won't, but I'll share with you guys whatever it is that we're learning and whatever it is that we're doing. But I hope you guys are going to stick around, that you will not only watch the how to start this business content, but you'll also be watching the content where I share what I'm learning, where I share tips about beauty, because yes, you also need to upgrade your appearance. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Come on now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was unfiltered chats, because I felt like this needed to be not so edited or fixed up. This has to feel like a conversation that I'm just having with you in my bedroom, on my bed. This is like the first time you guys are seeing my room like this. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you in the next unfiltered chat that we're having. We're going to be having these once a month, so expect that. I'm excited about this. I will see you guys in the next video.